Who's first?
Can I hop in here first then?
Go ahead. Go ahead, Alright,
cool. So, as you just said, Luke, we were just talking about sort of Newton's third law and everything. I was explaining how Earl Nightingale used to say that everything in the universe already exists. It's just that we haven't discovered all of it yet, right? So, like, the Wright brothers didn't create air transportation. They just simply discovered it. And I want to kind of know what your take is on that, about the fact that everything in the universe already exists because energy can't be created nor destroyed. It can only be manipulated, right? And so, like, I want to know your thought process when it comes to, like, manipulating energy and how you kind of channel yourself to have ideas come to you. Obviously, I know you take a lot of walks in the sunshine, that sort of thing.
Yeah. So, first of all, these laws aren't necessarily principles. They're more so theoretical. But they're based on as much evidence as we have. But it's not that energy can be manipulated. It's that energy cannot be created nor destroyed. It can only be transformed, which means it changes its nature from one state to another, right? So your objective in life is to figure out what input of energy expels a certain output of energy, right? Because for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction, right? So if there's an action that, let's say, dictates a specific outcome, there will be an equal and opposite reaction in direct proportion to the input, right? So if I give you an apple seed, you will know what the output is, right? So your objective is to know what type of seed am I planting and what is the outcome of it. So by evidence, by testimonials, by reading, by understanding, by self-realization, you can begin to dictate the seeds in your life that you want to plant, to dictate what you want to reap in the future, right? It's the principle of sowing and reaping, right? So if you understand that you plant seeds, now the question is, what type of seeds do you want to plant? And that is the big question. Most people don't know what they're planting, right? And they don't know what the outcome is. And most people think that life is by chance, but it's not. Life is by design. But most people, they do not live a life that is what? Proactive. They live a life that is what? Reactive. So now they are in a situation where life happens to them instead of them taking control of life and controlling, right, the outcome of your life, aka transforming a situation or energy input into a specific output. And through principle and through testimonial, you can validate what type of input you need to live a certain life. A very basic example is a fitness example. You know that if you do not eat processed sugars or processed food or high carb diet, and if you exercise and you are in a caloric deficit, you will lose weight, right? That is, you know that is the outcome. Unless you have some weird disease or something that is incompatible, most of the time you understand that if you input that certain thing, you are guaranteed a specific output. So now you live a life, what? That is free from anxiety. Key. Listen, I know a lot of motherfuckers with money, but full of anxiety. So let me teach you how to get rid of it, right? All these psychologists are out here listening and talking to people about the brain, but they don't understand the very basic concept as to how one of these emotions comes into existence, right? So anxiety is the negative perception of something that you cannot control that provokes an emotion in you because you can't control it. But if you understand that you can control the input, therefore influencing the output, now you live a life, right, that is in charge. And a person that is in charge does not live with anxiety. Why? Because they are in control. The people that are anxious are the ones that can't control things. You've never seen a person in control that's anxious. Never. It doesn't exist. When do the generals and the kings and the emperors become anxious? When they're losing power. But when everything's under control, they're chilling, right? So when you're in a state of anxiety, in a state that is out of place, you need to ask yourself, why are you not in control?